Namaste. Good morning. We're meeting for the second day, continuing Baba's Murli. I guess, should I wait for you, Vijit Bhai? Okay. Okay, wonderful. Good morning. So we stopped. The last sentence yesterday was, you give this knowledge to others, but you are only able to give it because you have it. One is to understand, and the other is to put into your form. So one is to understand, and other is to become, right? All of you are clever in understanding. You are also clever in explaining. However, if you wish to become number one, you must put knowledge and yoga into your practical form. I feel what Baba is saying. Number one is not that I'm in a race with everyone. But number one, Baba is really saying, I feel Baba is encouraging us to reach our supreme capacity, our highest potential. I feel Baba is really encouraging every one of us. Baba knows we all learn differently. We practice it differently. But Baba says, you can do it. You can do it. Go ahead. Don't give up on yourself. Then you will not be number wise, but you'll be number one. So you were told that today the true teacher was seeing his godly students everywhere. What did he see? What did Baba see? Were all visible as number one or number wise? What would the result be? Or do you think that only one would be number one and that you will come among those who are number wise? You can come into first division. First division is a group of souls. It's not just one. There is not just one in that. So check if your stage fluctuates again and again due to any situation. That is, if you have to labor in your effort again and again, it shows that in main subject of knowledge, you have not put the lesson of the two words, creator and creation, into your practical form. You have not put it into your life in the form of your original nature, your original sanskaras, or in the form of an easy nature. So really what Baba is saying, creator and creation, Baba says, if I focus too much on the creation, then I'm always influenced by people's mood and opinions and body language and tone. But if I'm focused on the creator, then there is a lot of acceptance and trust also in drama. So Baba says this balance of understanding creator and creation, then that's where we are lacking. So that is why Baba says, if my stage is still fluctuating, I haven't learned that balance. I haven't fully understood creator and creation. Baba says, the natural nature and sanskaras of a Brahmin life are to have a yogi life and a jnani life. A life means constantly, always. It isn't that this is your life for 8 hours and not for 4 hours after that. That today you were a yogi for 10 hours, or that you became a yogi for 12 hours, or that you became a yogi for 2 hours. So we're not just BKs or yogis when we go to the center, and then we are different when we are with family or with friends outside. Baba says yogi is a full transparency, right? It is the life, right? It's not just a practice. Baba says such souls are those who are still, right, trying to have yoga. They are not yogis who have a yogi life. You especially sit in a gathering so that through that atmosphere, you are able to transform those who are weak effort makers and all souls of the world with the power of yoga of everyone. Therefore, even that is essential. However, you do not sit in yoga just to reconnect your yoga that has broken. It's a very powerful sentence. Sitting in a yoga bhakti is not to fix my broken yoga. Baba says, I'm sitting there for, um, a wholesale seva. I'm sitting there to serve the world, as a wholesale, not just me, right? The collective power of a gathering is also for service. But you do not have a yoga bhatti so that you're able to forge your own broken connection once again. If you are weak, then you sit for that purpose. But if you are a yogi soul, then as a master, almighty authority, as a master, world benefactor, you are doing the service of giving cooperation to everyone. Study means to become an embodiment. Such a powerful sentence. When we are all sitting in meditation, collective meditation, not everyone are tuned in to the same level. Not everyone are in the same frequency. Some are very powerful, very connected. Some are still struggling to connect, and some are dozing off. And so Baba says, if I'm weak, then I'm trying to establish a connection, then my mind runs away, then I come and try again. And if someone who's powerful, they're able to sustain the energy in that gathering, right? So Baba says, Acha, today Baba has come to celebrate Deepavali. What does it mean to celebrate? What is done at the time of Deepavali? Earthenware lamps are lit. Nowadays, you ignite lights. And who comes to the lights? Moths. What is the speciality of moths? Parvane. To sacrifice themselves. So, what does it mean to celebrate Deepavali? Baba is giving a real understanding. What does it mean to celebrate Deepavali? So, have you sacrificed yourself? Or are you going to sacrifice yourself today? So I guess it's a Deepavali Murli, and Baba is touching that subject. Have you sacrificed yourself? Or do you still have to sacrifice yourself? I guess what is really Baba asking us, this is something to really contemplate. What is it that Baba is asking me to sacrifice? In one word, ego. Body, consciousness, ego. That's the only thing Baba wants out of me. Baba says, so the crowd answered, Baba, we have sacrificed ourselves. So you have already celebrated Deepavali. Why are you celebrating again? Every year Deepavali comes and goes. Every year Rakhi comes and goes. We still tie Rakhi every year. We still celebrate Deepavali. So Baba says, why are you celebrating it again? Since you have sacrificed yourself, you have already celebrated Deepavali. Or do you still go on a tour around every now and then. Mm. You have sacrificed yourselves, but you still have your wings. And so you circle around with them a little. And I feel that the wings Bob is mentioning here, not those courage or enthusiasm, but what Bob is saying, these wings, but the moths, being moths, old habits, attachments, subtle desires, whether it's food or clothes or relationships. So Baba says that you still have your wings, and so you still circle around. So you are not those who circle around, are you? I mean, do we still have desires? Baba is asking. To circle around means to come into conflict with one form of Maya or another. So do you come into conflict with Maya? Or do you defeat Maya? What do you do? Do you sometimes gain victory and sometimes come into conflict? So you celebrate Deepmala, the Rosary of Lights, your own memorial. It is your own memorial, is it not? Or is it the memorial of the main souls? And you are simply observers. Am I in that rosary? Am I in that group of lights? Are you simply an observer? I was asking. It is the memorial of all of you. That is why nowadays, instead of lighting many earthenware lamps, people light small fairy bulbs. If lamps are ignited, the number would be fewer. Mm. However, your population, number of souls, is very large, is it not? So, in remembrance of all of you, many tiny little bulbs are lit. You know, the fairy lights, the Christmas lights, the tiny bulbs, many tiny bulbs. So, you are celebrating your own memorial. When you see the lamps, do you see that those are your own memorial? Do you remember this? Imagine, and so all these sparkling lights is a memorial, it's like a picture here on earth. The speciality of the confluence age is that the living lamps are seeing their memorial of the non-living lamps. You are here in the living form, and you are seeing the non-living memorial. In fact, the day that you celebrate Deepavali is the real date of Deepavali. So, because when we celebrate Deepavali, it's really not an external show, but it is an internal success. It's an internal lightness. Baba says that is the real date of Deepavali. This date has just been fixed by the people of the world, but your date is your own. Baba's punchline. So we'll just read one more paragraph and then we can discuss. Baba says, that is why the real date is the day that you Brahmins celebrated. Whom do people ask when they fix any dates? They ask Brahmins. Today, Bapdada is giving greetings of Deepmala to all the constantly ignited lamps. In this land and the foreign lands, Bapdada is giving congratulations. Congratulations for Deepavali means congratulations for becoming complete and full of all treasures. Acha. So, we are ending the Murli there. And now we can open up some discussion. And then after that, we will finish the remaining tomorrow. So far from yesterday and today, what sparked you? What touched you? As of today's Murli, what spark you saw? Especially in today's Murli, Baba is talking about labor, isn't it? Yes, Bijit Bhai.
Om Shanti, sister. So
Okay.
Baba says that, the natural nature, right, or
Right.
Brahmins, sanskaras, to have this, the life of yogi and jnani life, right? And when Baba says the knowledge is not just to study, but to become, right, to become an embodiment of it. And when it comes to yoga, Baba doesn't really emphasize on, doing the practice for a few hours, 8 hours yogi, 4 hours yogi. Baba would like to see us practicing it all the time, constant yogis, right? Living a yogi life, right? Rather than saying that I'm doing yoga for so and so hours. So it is really an interesting point. But yes, don't you think it's a slow progress that takes place? Because when we start this practice, it is only a few hours of maybe some few minutes for some, and then gradually that increases and increases. Now, everybody will have different stages in their yoga, in their, the way how they practice. And gradually they are moving towards having a stage where they constantly remember Baba, isn't it?
Right.
So that takes place slowly. So one has to work upon keeping the momentum going,
Right.
right? And
Right.
then gradually they will get there. But no need to
Right.
get disappointed on when if we even we are doing this practice only for some hours and
Yeah.
unable to maintain that consistency or the constant yogi life, right? Because
Yeah.
yeah, sometimes when we are not able to meet what Baba says, right, then there is also a slight disappointment,
Mm. Yeah.
right? The failure.
Actually,
So
that's true. Yeah. Yeah.
and then some would even give up the practice. Oh, this is something that doesn't, mean for me, I think, right? Then give up the practice when after trying so many times and unable to get to that, goal what Baba wants. And I think that is also what do you think, sister? Someone needs to
Yeah.
understand and then yes,
Yeah.
your lights on that, yes. Shanti.
It's beautiful it's like you spoke for everyone. You spoke on behalf of everyone. I think as a spiritual seeker, all of us are seekers, all of us are students in this journey. It's very easy to come into a perfection mode, you know, because we feel Baba has very high standards, very high hopes, and we tend to feel, you know, we come into limitation of like time. How long or how much more will it take? How long will it take? And then we try to quantify how many hours. And yes, I feel that Baba does mention in the Murli hours, Baba's increasing, but really it's the quality. It's really not the quantity what Baba is mentioning here. It's just that I feel Baba is constantly motivating us. Stay in the journey. Do not give up. Don't feel burdened. And at the same time, encouraging, accepting, but continue with the willpower. I think I understood this after many years because, growing up, in this yakya. And I know for sure this is not my first birth. This is my second birth as a Brahmin. That is well and loud and clear for me. I have that realization. I'm continuing my spiritual journey in this birth from where I left in my last birth. So a lot of I held a lot of expectations on me. I held a lot of I guess judgments on me. I feel that all my life, this is what I've worked and tried, and then when I still see certain flaws, you know, come up, and then I wonder, well, what have you done? What have you done in all these years? And I'm thinking, 30 plus years, almost 40 years. What have you done in this 40 years? How come you have not worked out on this? And for a long time, I was feeling quite discouraged. Not that I'm giving up this path or the journey, but I'm just questioning, what is my capacity, Baba? And then that's when, and it's funny, one time when I was having this workshop, there was one sister, a newcomer, she just came. It was a public workshop, so we had it at the center. And she came to the workshop, and then, after the workshop, people would sometimes come and ask some questions personally, and then they leave. And I saw her just sitting on the chair, and she was just observing me. And she wasn't moving, she wasn't leaving. She was probably I felt she was waiting to talk to me once everyone leaves. And then once everyone left, then I went up to her and I said, do you want to talk something? Do you want to tell something? And then that's what she said, that, I was observing you, and I was observing this place and the people and the work that you all do. And it's my first time coming here. I can definitely sense that this place brings a lot of warmth, a lot of peace. But when I see you, I feel that you're carrying the weight of the whole world on your shoulders. And then she said, I'm a healer, I'm a psychic. So I feel like you're carrying the weight of the whole world on you, on your shoulders, which I never realized. And it's like everyone are feeding on your vibration. Everyone wants to come close to you. Everyone wants to experience the peace that you are having, or that love, that um, friendship that you have. But you're also feeling very drained. And then I said, oh yeah, that's true. I'm also an effort maker. And I told her, everyone thinks, oh, just because I'm teaching, everyone thinks I'm perfect, I have all the answers, and I don't get upset or I don't get disappointed. But I have my journey. And and that's when I realized, as I was talking to her, it's okay. It's okay to go through that journey. It's okay to experience certain, feelings that come up. And I realize all of this come up because it is time to finish. It's a finale. And all the sanskaras, when it comes up, and then when situations comes up at the same time, I feel everything is taking a spin. And physically, this body is also going through menopause. So I feel there is punch in every angle. My own sanskaras, limitation of this body, fatigue, hormonal changes, challenges, external challenges. I feel like, Baba, I feel my world is spinning. I feel it's too many challenges at one time. I don't know which one to tackle. And at the same time, I feel like this body is also demanding rest, demanding my attention. It's like not how I used to operate this body. And then I just realized I think for the longest time, I focused so much on just doing, giving, giving, giving. But I guess I need to take this time now, give myself, have that love for myself, have that deep acceptance. And that is why for the last 2 months, I had been doing a lot of personal journaling. I said, Papa, I really need to know what are my triggers. I really need to know what are those deep sanskaras in me that I've suppressed, but I didn't know that I suppressed. I don't want it to show up as a surprise to me. I want to work with it. I want to know. I want to know the seed. I want to know the course. So I started getting a lot of dreams, weirdest dreams. And I started journaling all my dreams. I started every thought, every dream. I started journaling, trying to discover myself. And I did a lot of research, a lot of psychological research, spiritual research. And I'm figuring out now, I get it. I get what is the deep, deep, deep root sanskaras and sitting with Baba, spending time with Baba, spending time with me. And I hardly spent time in nature because I was always driving. I was always traveling so much for service. I just never stepped into a park or by the ocean. Just sit still. Just be there. Just, even if it's 1 hour, not doing anything, not thinking about service, not thinking about anything, just me and Baba. I've never done that for a long time. But I gave myself that permission, go. The world is there. The world always needs you, though there's always something to give. But I'm giving you permission. Just you and Baba. Go. And I would just drop everything, go to a park. I'll take a blanket, sit on the grass, spend my time journaling, but also just that kind of communication with Baba, connecting. It gave me a lot of answers. It gave me a lot of understanding about my deep, deep hidden triggers. And I started understanding. And the moment I understood, I felt so relieved, like my chest just opened up. Like the weight that I've carried all these years unknowingly just dropped. I said, I get it. I get your journey now. I get what you've been carrying. I get what you have brought from your last birth into this birth. I get it now. I tell to myself, I even talk to myself, I talk to my mind. I said, I understand you now, how long you have carried this feeling, how much you have faced. I'm sorry that you went through all of that, but I'm glad I got it. Thank you. Thank you for revealing yourself to me. I totally understand you. I totally understand how you felt, why you did what you did. And I love you. I love you. Whatever you did, however you are, I really love you. You have such strength. You have such capacity. You have such patience. Now I see why Baba loves you. Now I can love you the same. So the more I start talking to myself, the more I start discovering myself, I realized the triggers that I would time to time get, whether certain disappointments or an expectation. And maybe before it would take me days to get over it. But now I can I catch myself. And then before stepping into that whole habit of thinking, I catch myself. I say, I get it. I get what you are feeling. What do you need right now? Do you need this? Do you need rest? Do you want to take a break? So then when I start talking to myself, or an expectation of someone that I had, and when that expectation was not met, either the irritation or anger or the disappointment, I said, but they're just like you. They're also trying to find themselves. It took you so long to finally understand why you feel this way. Then let them, one day they will also realize. Just don't give up on them. Don't judge them. You have no idea what that soul has gone through. So the more I talk to myself this way, I feel like that the habit of getting into that disappointment, that judgment, it slowly reduces with time. It feels like the same trigger is getting weak in me, is weakening in me, because I'm not allowing it to blast. But that's because I understood why I have that trigger, you know, why I hold certain ego, certain jealousy or greed. I said, I get it. I get why you feel this way. So, Bridget, by talking, just answering what you just asked, it's this path is not. Baba is not teaching us to be rigid. Baba is teaching us to just open our heart and be very accepting. Be very accepting and be very compassionate with your journey. What you've gone through, what you saw and what you experienced, what you got, what you didn't get, there's many lifetimes. The soul is carrying all those impressions, all those pain, all those burden. The soul is carrying. The soul doesn't want to carry, but it is carrying. And now give yourself that permission. Understand why certain things are in you. Say, okay, I get it now. I understand. Trust me, the more you accept, the weaker it becomes in your life. And eventually, in front of compassion, ego dies, really. Ego dies when there is a lot of compassion. So have a lot of compassion with yourself. Baba's Murli gives ideas. Baba gives us certain ideas, certain methodologies, answers. Practice that, but have that communication with Baba. Be transparent with Baba. Every little thing. Baba wants to know. Every little story that I'm going through, Baba wants to know. Baba is there to help. And the more you do that, the lesser your struggles will be. And you would see that this is how we be natural yogi. We cannot be rigid yogis. We need to be natural, you know. So I just feel this is what it is. Just have a lot of compassion for the self. A lot of understanding is needed. And the more you do that, the less you will pick on others, even mentally. The less you will correct others, even mentally, because you know the way you went through your journey, how long it took you to understand yourself. They are getting there. So, I mean, it's just my personal experience.
Yeah, thank you, sister. So I think it's very important that the practice should go on, right? Because that's where we become strong also, right? So sometimes, yes, we feel that Baba is there and he's holding our hand and helping us walk. And sometimes he's letting the hand go off and just watching, standing up above, the child has grown up a little bit, so let him learn to walk himself, right, by
Right,
himself. So
right,
that
right,
is where the soul, like you said, becomes strong and right,
right,
become powerful. Because after all, this journey we have to uh, go by ourselves, right? Baba is there to give us the direction and of course the power also. But yes.
right,
Um, But yes, this we have to make this journey going, keep going,
right,
and
right,
eventually everything will come. Yes, thank you, sister, for that
right,
insight.
right. Right. In fact, that's the paragraph, that caught my attention from the part that we read today was the part, when Baba says, if I fluctuate again and again, means I haven't fully understood creator and creation. This creator and creation, such a deep subject, really, such a deep subject. If I'm so focused on the creation, then I'm focused again, the outward focus. And easily my weaknesses come up. But if the focus is on the creator, I would be able to accept Baba's creation. I would be able to accept drama. Drama is not being difficult, by the way. Many times I thought, Baba, drama is very tough, bringing tough scenes for me. Have you felt that way?
Yeah. So yeah, and I also feel sometimes this is tough. We feel because we have not really understood the position that we are going to get in the Satyug. So it's going to be much bigger position where we'll have to rule the whole globe, right? So we have to become that powerful. So if we have to become that powerful, then of course Baba is giving us that sort of a title there, right? That position is giving there. So he'll definitely ensure that uh, we are learning and becoming capable to go there and rule, right? Another word. So just like somebody is going to market, or you can say mothers when they go to market and buy a vessel, right? They will also take that vessel in hand and then they'll knock it and make sure that it is it is perfect. There is no defect on it, right? So when buying a small vessel itself, we are taking that much of care. Then think about God when He is giving us or sending us to that sort of a world. He will definitely, make sure that we are defect free. We are worthy going
Oh,
there.
wow, I didn't realize, Mar. That's how mothers chooses the vessels. That's the um, that's the deep example you have.
Mm.
Yeah, but that's you kind of summarize that. I mean, drama supposedly or seemingly seems tough, but that's because I have not recognized I have that capacity to face. And when that capacity arises in me, and when I look back, I say, oh, okay, that was not bad. It was tough, but manageable. Manageable. I was able to do it. I was able to face it. So Baba says that you may think drama is tough, but drama is not being tough with us. Drama is not being difficult with us. It's just that sometimes I'm so comfortable with my habits that my ego doesn't allow me to give in to change quickly because ego is there and ego is defending. So ego is really what we need to die, uh, die in your life is giving up on that, giving up on ego. Anyone else have any thoughts you want to share?
Shanti sister. It
Shanti.
is it is so true at times that we feel that power, we need people, you know, when it comes there, that the whole world is yours and that you are the king and probably you'll have to help the whole world out, then the perception of the entire situation changes. You know? And we sooner or later do rise up to that expectation of serving everybody at the sabotaging of self. And that's when I realized Baba says you have to maintain a balance between seva and self-service.
Right.
I personally am going through certain phases wherein I have let go of what my identities were. Now I'm a free soul serving people, and the seva is increasing, and I find that the drama is coming into play, wherein I'll have to balance out things. The
Right.
the situations are such, But I'm sure, the the flexibility that Baba has brought in me, and with the spiritual knowledge that I'm endowed with, I'm going to face all this. But at the same time, there would be times, sure, wherein I'll have to introspect a lot, go deeper, and give a break. You know,
Right.
uh, just the last statement of yours about, the ego, that's when the body consciousness will pull you. In a way, I do not know how to define body consciousness in this aspect, in the form, because it might just be tiredness, it could probably just be sleeplessness. But yes,
Yeah.
those are primarily not ego, I feel, but they're essentially component for existence of soul. So
Mm.
as far as we are taking care of it in a polite manner, in a manner that can actually explain others the reasons behind it, so I think it is not ego, and it would rather bloom up to become a better body to help people.
Mm.
Om Shanti.
Mm. We have spiritual fatigueness, one of the ongoing struggle, I guess, in the BK world. Spiritual fatigueness. The soul is feeling tired or the body is feeling tired. We'll just have to be very compassionate. I really feel that this journey needs a lot of compassion and a lot of willpower to continue, because you will continue discovering different part of you, different side of you that maybe you just never knew it was there. But it's good that you know now, and so let's work with it. Let's face it. Yes.
Om Shanti Vinodai.
Shanti.
Great teacher, Shiv Baba, great teacher, I think. And yesterday when I was asking you and all, that's where, the thing of this Murli or this Avyat Murli session is. Somewhere and all, there was just one question Baba asked me before you closed the session, of course, and after that. Baba said, that's the difference between you as a teacher and me as a teacher. That's the difference between what you're studying today and what I'm teaching. This is not that study where you're going to go and have your learning theories or other given here. Here it's absolutely simple. I just ask you one thing to do. That's why today, when you read those two categories, those who speak and relate according to their capacity. And the second one is those who take Gyan and Yoga at every moment. So I was just thinking about in the Lokik life and all, how do they take the knowledge? And of course, here what we say is remembrance. There I take it as understanding. How do I take it? Do I just look at the capacity? Yes. In Lokik, it's more in capacity. And I'm not a barrister. If I'm studying barrister, I'm not a barrister at every moment. I'm a barrister only when I'm in that courtroom or when I'm learning or some advanced knowledge. But here Baba is saying it's not like that. You're 24 by 7 a soul. You're 24 by 7. This is the knowledge. So, this is the difference. A little kind of churning I was doing. And when these two categories came, then I could really place why Baba is talking about. Still, anyhow, I said, Baba, but don't keep mentioning about the numbers and all. We know your knowledge is unique. We know you're the one and only universal teacher, and it's not just teacher, you're three in one. Like I'm just a teacher, but I'm not a father and Sadguru for my those students over there. I'm only a teacher teaching that just that basic knowledge which I have got. And nowadays you needn't teach anything to the children. They come here, learn, and you will have to do your homework before you enter the classroom. That kind. Are we such children? Do we do our homework before Baba comes over here? No, he had to come us, awaken us, catch us by the ears and say, come, come and do. So it's a thing, I think, a game I was just going through. But the two categories is what. And then about this creator and creation. I said it's alpha and beta. We have to really go down to see who are the creation and who are the creator. And if we have not understood these two, it's not only in Gyan and also in yoga, then there is no dharana, then what serves? I think it's something one has to deep go down. But salute, I think, or what we call it as, in South Indian, we call it a Shashtanga Namaskar. When we have this thread ceremony, they go down, do the namaskar, and say what we call it as the Abhivade Bhargava, like that. So that's what I told Baba. Salute to you. You have no body, you have no legs, but here I am before you doing Shashtanga Namaskar. Absolute. That's what, when you were reading, I was thinking that was always in my time, but there is nothing wrong in going to the knowledge and understanding it so that, even if you have doubts, that's he himself gives. He only made me ask those questions, and he himself, he made me drill out the answers. That's the funny option.
Well, it's good that you asked, because then we benefit all of us benefited from it too. So Baba has his amusing ways how he uses one person to reach out all to the other one, everyone's ears. So that's very good. Any last sharing, anyone? Anything else
I
touched
think you
anyone?
did a right job, sister, to look into your own self, introspect, and come out strong. Learn again and come out strong. I mean, be it spiritual depression, spiritual fatigue, knowledge will help, friendship will help. I think that's a way everybody's going to face it sooner or later, just in time. Drama. Thank you. Om Shanti.
Spiritual
Good morning.
friendship. I love that word.
Then
Yes.
one final word, this practical, if you see the whole Murli, there's only one word, not put in practical. And
Yeah.
just two things came to my knowledge, what we have to do. And that's what, someone just sent me something. If we have a heart to heart conversation, leave that word yoga and all, it's a big thing. Heart to heart conversation, one with Baba, and then
Mm.
a daily 5-minute drill to our soul. Talk to our soul every morning. Hi, how are you? How do you feel today? And what are you going to do today? I know, I think these two things, if we do, the two most important things, soul and God. One is uh, a 5-minute conversation at least daily, a kind of drill to your soul, and a heart to heart conversation with God. I feel this two GY, Gyan and Yog, can really become well balanced.
Now let's learn to talk to ourselves with love, with compassion, and have more chit chat with Baba. We'll get there. We will get to the destination together, Baba and us. Okay?
I think Chandrakala Ben wanted to share something. Sister, you want to share something?
Yes, brother. Good morning. Om Shanti, Divine Family. Actually, Baba says, okay, when you are sitting in front of, means when we are churning Murli in the class, even this class, usually Baba was reminding us a few souls that are totally with a strong mindset. Few of them average in the remembrance of Baba. So all we are in number wise. So that point attracted me a lot. The reason is, say now it's getting 6 o'clock. We need to get prepared, breakfast, and we need to get ready for our work. Something. So Baba was indirectly he was reminding us so wholeheartedly completely with the bodiless conscious. We can't sit in front of Baba when we are chanting this Murli. So that attracted me a lot. Sometimes, yes, we are listening to the Murli, we are churning, then to the other conscious, means probably subconscious or whatever the conscious, it moves towards what next after 6 o'clock, what I need to prepare, how what and all my routine today. So that that irritates a lot, because sometimes I'll feel like, why this kind of job, only makan, do roti, and clothing, two sets of clothing, that's enough. That's what Dadi Janki, she followed in her life. Even two pairs of slippers. Sometimes in this worldly life, we can't get rid of that. We need to do all such things. 90 years we completed. So descended Baba, 90 years is got over. Just only 10 years. But we don't know when this soul leaves this body. Why such kind of things? So where is the end? Sometimes it's balancing both. Sometimes uh, we uh, we need to concentrate only on this worldly going work, doing that things, and concentrating our task is given in our workstation. So that's the reason that point very in the initial stage when Sister she read that. So souls, you are sitting in front of Baba listening, but few are strong, few are weak, and few are average. So that attracted me. Thank you so much. Om Shanti.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing. Yeah. So Baba says we are not just a yogi when we're in front of Baba. We are yogi for the entire lifetime. So Baba is not only in the picture for the few hours, Baba is living with us as long as we are breathing, right? So that's a yogi life, right? Practical. Okay, we can go into meditation, Vijit Bhai.
Anji, yes,
Acha.
please.
Okay. So let's take a moment. You can sit still. You can see Baba there behind me. Baba's eyes. Baba has been present here all throughout this class, watching us, listening to all our sharing, and Baba smiling. Baba is truly happy with what I'm doing, with how much effort I am putting. And Baba is smiling because Baba feels I have a lot of potentials. And Baba keeps encouraging me, go ahead, I'm with you. I'm always there to protect you, to guide you. Go ahead. No matter how tough the journey is, I'm with you. It's looking at Baba's eyes. I can feel Baba's presence. And Baba's giving me this guarantee. He's listening to me. He's watching me. He knows what I feel. He knows what I need. And He's my provider. So knowing that I'm always in partnership with Baba, let me feel more at ease, not taking stress. I said, Baba, I know you will show me what I need to do. I'm in your hands. I'm your responsibility. So we will be together, Baba. Om Shanti. Thank you.
Om Shanti. Thank you to Baba. Thank you, Ruben.
Thank you, Divine Family. We see you tomorrow at 5 a.m. Until then, have a beautiful day.